Hello, sports fans from around the world. It's the NRL SuperCoach, a BDE podcast coming at you for all the round 23 action. Down a man tonight, but we're going to be ably supported, or I'll be ably supported by none other than the sexy man himself, the John. Hello, good sir.
Oh, what an intro, mate. Yeah, down a man this week with Simo out and about. But look, we'll get through it, mate. It's finals week for us in our league of record and for a lot of leagues around there. So ready to kick on in.
Absolutely, mate. It's finals fever, baby, in Supercoach land for many leagues. So we're obviously catering to those who might need to fill a gap going into this final, because if you need to win this week, Todd, it probably means you're in a elimination battle, old son.
Oh yeah, big times. This is where we thrive, mate.
That's it, baby. So we're going to jump in. Short and sharp, welcome to our live listeners far away with your finals-related questions. You also might be 1 week before a final and need to sneak in there, so happy to advise. Mate, I tell you, that game involving the Bronx last week shows you really just want to be up against South, so let's keep close eye and attention to that all the way up into round 26, and I actually think it's a godsend they don't play round 26, mate, because it would affect finals.
Yeah, it really would affect the finals. So it's actually pretty good that that's worked out that way. But yeah, South, what a season, hey?
Rough chat. So the Thursday night game pits the Mighty Storm versus the Mighty Bronx, mate. So look, it strikes me as a game where, if the Bronx aren't going to be up for this match, what match are they going to be up for? So I'm not feeling sort of your peripheral players for Supercoach output, mate. I'm feeling if you've got a 50-50, you might look elsewhere. Your thoughts?
Yeah, mate, I completely agree. Like, the Broncos need to win this one and show that they actually have a bit of grit about them. And the Melbourne Storm will be up for it. They were pretty good last week. They'll be up for this one. So, yeah, your Dean Mariners, your Shibasaki's going to be tough to start. I'm going to start Selwyn Cobbo this week, unfortunately. If I could have pivoted, I probably would have. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one to start these Broncos.
Just wanted to touch on the form, or a contrasting form of Katoni Staggs, mate, having an absolute blinder of a season, real life and Supercoach. Could you start him with confidence this week, mate? Like, just he's been going too good?
Yeah, look, this is that weird one with Katoni where it's like he's been going so good, but we've also seen from Katoni in his career have those real dips and forms. And this, we've talked about Jack Howarth and Nick Meaney a lot this year, but I just think this Storm team, I wouldn't be happy starting Katoni, but I do think you're probably going to have to.
Yeah, I think I raised it, mate, just to show you how far he's come. I think if you look at his average, mate, it's going to be pretty hard. The floor argument's there for him this year, so he just needs one bit of attack, and he's finding those tackle busts. Selwyn, though, to my surprise at least, played on the left, which really surprised me. Like, I'm not really sure why Madge wouldn't want him to pair up with Katoni, because it worked so well in the past when he was on the wing outside him a couple of years ago. Assuming that is maintained, I mean, he's still a fourth even in this matchup, mate, because if the Bronx are going to score tries, that left-hand side is where they do their damage.
Yeah, 100%. It's a perfect spot for Selwyn to land. Pretty happy as an owner for him to be named on the left, or named again this week, to be perfectly honest. He played pretty well, but also to be on that left-hand side with Reese sweeping that way. So, yeah, really good for Selwyn overs. So, yeah.
Is Dean Mariner a harder sell in this matchup, mate?
Yeah, I couldn't be starting Dean Mariner this week.
Yeah, I hear you, mate. So, aside from that, mate, like, I can't think many people are going to get too frisky with Jack Kaseski. You're not really going there. Jordan Ricky, I know you've tried to sell some love this year. He's fine, I guess. But,
yeah, I wouldn't be firing him up this week, that's for sure. I've fired him up plenty of weeks, but, this week is a tough matchup.
Wouldn't be going there. Now, I've got a couple of great comments from one of our regulars, your man, Dom. Hey, lads, was knocked out last week. That's not what you want to hear. Thanks, Drinky Captain, but still here for the potty love, the toddy. Good from you, Dom. Sorry, Dom. Mate, you got knocked out. Yeah, it was not a pretty sight watching Drinky run around. I will add that I've kind of, since Teddy flopped against the Sharks, I got to tell you, mate, if you can avoid starting your fullback against the Sharks, they are brutal against fullbacks this year, especially this middle run. So I think that applies to Gutho this week, mate, from what I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Dragon Sharks.
It is, yeah.
you'd be very careful if you've got other options to pivot, mate. Like, for example, if Selwyn is someone you managed to pick up over the last couple of weeks, I'd be pivoting in myself.
Yeah. If you've got someone to play ahead of Gutho, definitely worth having a look at this week. That's for sure.
All right, and I've also Captain Rivalry. Evening, gents, he says. Evening to you, good sir. Welcome back, as always. Love to have your support. I will jump, Travis, to your question very shortly, good sir. Captain, with Egan possibly missing until NRL finals and Randall slotting back into 2F this week, do I pick up Randall or Healy for SC finals? Todza, I've got a pretty clear answer on... Actually, to be honest, I thought he was actually going to ask about Verrills, who's been very good and getting 80 minutes.
Verrills have been very good, but in that situation, I'm picking up Randall.
Yeah. So you think he slots back in? Cleese Haas, I noticed, got 60-odd minutes last week.
Yeah. One of the best.
Yeah. You think Randall's... I kind of like a punt on Healy here, but I can understand you've got a safer pick in Randall, 100%. But were you agreeing, Todd, if Verrills happens to be out there, mate, I think he's even better than those two.
Yeah, Verrills has shown really good form. Once again, that in-game injury risk is just crazy for Sammy Verrills. So on a finals week, I actually think I'd still probably go with a safe option of Randall.
Okay. This is the fun part about SuperCoach, folks. We just call it as we see it, and Todd and I might slightly disagree with that one. Verrills own says captain, so it looks like we're both on. Look, Randall's safe if you want to try and shoot for a bit more upside. I think Healy, he's good at a dummy half, mate. He looks good.
Yeah, he's good around the ruck. I think he had over 100 meters around the ruck. Wise with an interesting matchup this week, though. Bulldogs pretty tough. I think the Bulldogs want to come back pretty strong. So.
Because they used to be tough before they signed Galvin, mate, and it's all gone to shit. Good luck to you, Catherine Rivalry. That's tough options there, mate. I'm also the Egan owner. Got a bit lucky, or at least did sort of suggest the JMK just as he came into the 80 minutes. So yeah, sometimes we get lucky, I guess.
Sometimes
Travis,
good, sometimes shit.
Travis Harvey, welcome aboard, good sir. Lads, question. Came first, got the bye this week. Well done, sir. I've offered Hudson Young bye next round, and Max King for Terrell May bye this week, and Leka Halasima. Thoughts? Love the potty. I just got a raging semi there, Todd. I love trades of that size, mate, and I love the confidence to do this. Fantastic. Love it.
Yeah, Huddy Young with the bye next week. I'm all about that. Obviously, I'm a big Team Dave guy. He's in my team. Travels, and I've ridden the whole year. So, yeah, love that. Leka, interesting play again this week up against Kikau and Preston. He'll probably be on the Preston side, right? So, yeah, interesting one this week to see Leka's minutes as well. So, yeah.
I think given that he doesn't need Leka this week, mate, I think he's laughing. And Leka, surely, of the players, although the Wars have been struggling a bit, I guess, in just some of the gameplay, they do, of course, have Harris DeVita back. And I think Leka's a big part of the team. So, boy, is he an interesting one going into drafts next year. Travis, absolutely love that trade, mate. I reckon that's sick. Just keep in mind, though, Huddy, for the other two matchups in the finals, Canberra's draw is pretty juicy. And Huddy Young, mate, he hasn't hit a couple of bit upside, so could go good. Have I got that right, Tom?
Round 25 versus the Panthers.
Is it really? My apologies. Is it in Canberra, though?
No, it's not.
Oh, then I take that back. So it's even better offer.
25 versus the Panthers on a Friday night. And then they do get the West Tigers after that. So
that's the one I knew there was one monster. So for the grand final, Huddy Young would be the 2RF rank 1 with a bullet. So you'd have to survive him against Penrith. It's a shame, if it was at home. Wow. But either way, mate, that actually enhances your trade. And I think that's pretty sick. Well done. All right. Over to the Storm, mate. I'm going to discuss just a couple of players. Sick of talking about Jack Howarth. You can just leave that one alone. Stefano Utukumanu has arrived in the NRL all of a sudden. And you can, obviously it's translated to a bit of upside for SuperCoach. He was a behemoth on the weekend. He's
unreal. Biggest 55 minutes I've seen Stefano play. Basically just come back from Origin and just been an Origin player, which is pretty crazy. And look, all the talent in the world, we've talked about Stefano numerous times over the years in this podcast, but really good to see. Looks big, looks strong, just breaking tackles are fun. So, yeah, I'm pleased I played against him last week, mate. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I bet you. Yeah, didn't even, honestly, mate, I Todd's talking about I managed to dust him up in the league of record to sneak into 5th place. Scored an absolute monster score, but
Cost me the
Utukamanu, mate,
lie.
wasn't a fluke start, I must say, because I did
No.
like what I'd seen the last couple. So, mate, I've got to say, there'll be leagues that have probably just been unsure and probably going for his overall season form. I've got to have him as an upside FRF2 and low end waiver at least. And if you need, mate, I'd plug him in there. If you actually need the win this week, he's not a bad mid waiver shout for mine.
No, all about it, mate. Like Tyrrell May on bye this week. If he's out there for TMA owners, get him in there as your second when he comes back, and it's fantastic. So love it.
You just hope that that's just a floor rise. That's really it, right? That's what it looks like it anyway.
Trent Liero is back. He does. Just hungry.
He does. And that run where he made about 5 tackle busts in a row. I mean, that's special stuff right there. So I'll grab your question in a moment, Captain Rivalry. Tyron Wishart, mate, he's not looked that flash, to be perfectly frank. He's not getting that involved. Do you give him another shot this week if you're desperate? It's starting to look a bit bleak.
Yeah, it's a desperate play. Last week didn't look great.
No.
But we do have seen with Wishy in the past where he has gone bonkers. It's been very try dependent. So this week, you're really just hoping for a try. If I had another option to pivot to, I'd be pivoting away from Tyron Wishart this week.
So hopefully the listeners didn't listen to you and Simo and got on my Cody Nicarima recommendation, mate. At a time.
Cody Nicarima put a shot on the weekend too, the big deal.
Yeah, I like the cut of his jib. He plays above his weight, does Cody. Anyway, just a gentle shot, mate. It's nice to get one back for occasion. Yeah, I guess we're going to do this game. The Newcastle Knights. Woo.
I'd love to know what the line is here. It's got to be something like 47.
Going to be, if you know those lines that are somewhere closer to 20, like this is going to be 19.5 at least.
19.5. Oh,
Jake Arthur and Jack Cogger are a starting NRL pair in 2025.
How good's that, mate?
Whew.
How good is that? Do you know the line's only 11.5?
No, it is not.
It is.
So they're viewing. So the bookies are concerned that it's a banana skin.
Oh, please.
Really, you think Penrith and the Penrith machine's not just going to keep rolling? Like just because Isaiah Yo's out, Papali's done plenty fine as a lock.
Papali's very serviceable at lock. Very serviceable.
He is, and I will go straight to him, mate. There's leagues where he would have been dropped, mate, because there's that in and out sort of back row. If you need a replacement for Isaiah Yo or Terrell May, he's got to be very high on the list.
Yeah. If he was available on my list, I'd be spending whatever waiver this week, just on the fact that I'm in a do or die. Like I need to win. Well, I'm not actually, but I need to win. And
Uto versus Papali?
That's an interesting one. Papali'i, I think, but it's pretty close.
It is. It's obviously the dual eligibility, but there is also this is a 1 week special because Isaiah Yo, thankfully, just a very minor. Just they're doing what Panthers are allowed to do at this point. They're just resting up in a pretty easy game for them. Now, mate, this is. I don't like saying this often, but just quickly, the red or green light response for Tango. Normally, I'm a hard red, but probably
I think he's green this week. Yeah.
God, it just shows how bad it is. What else? Anyone else here of note? No, that's probably it for those. Again, I think we mentioned this several weeks ago now. Good on the Luke Garner truthers. He's just a very good football player.
That's good. Left for Tigers and became good. That happens.
Oh, my God. Well, no, they've still got Alex Safe. Oh, that's right. He's out for the season. Doing something boneheaded. He's Felice Kafusi, pretty much, just in the way he conducts himself.
That is tough on Felice Kafusi, hey?
Not in ability, in the way he conducts himself on the field. Captain Rivalry, our man, says for finals, round 25 and 26 only, rank these four. Oh, mate, Philip Sami, for us Philip Sami owners, seeing him get concussed again at the end of the game, so he didn't play against South this week, is a dagger blow. A dagger blow. Yeah. So, yes, he returns next week. Stags, Marky Mark, and Tupou. Rank them, please, Mr. Todd, for 25 and 26 only.
Yeah, I'm looking at the matchups here. So 25, we've got Philip Sami is up against the Waz. You've got Katoni Stags up against the Knights, so Stags would be one there.
Stags.
Yeah,
Yep, Stags one. Yep.
And Marky Mark is up against, and then Tupou up against the Eels.
So you go Stags, Marky Mark, Tupou, Sammy.
Stags, Tupou, Marky Mark for me.
Stags, Tupou. Yeah, I'm easy enough. I think Marky Mark will get his. I think there's a correction coming. I really do. I think the Roosters have to do a bit more. So I think it's coming. Sammy, by the way, is that in the goal? Is it at Seabus?
Yes, it is. 23rd of August.
I tell you what, Sammy is far from a bad option in fourth. Just throwing it out there. Still
yeah.
Bradman Best is back. If you own Bradman Best, he's just that good a player. It translates to SuperCoach. He'll get floor. We know this. He may even get some junk points somewhere at some point. You just start him. Marju and Young, I want to bring up with you, Todd. They are, and you started Gagai, I should add it as well, of course, just because his floor will be so high. But Young and Marju, mate, tough sell for mine.
Yeah, I couldn't be confident firing either of them up, especially Greg Marju. Like, he's just frustrating this year. Dom Young, yeah, you're up against Panthers, and they're going to be on this week, I think. So I wouldn't be firing either of them up.
Fair play. Just checking as well, is Jaden Brayley, how many minutes is he getting at the moment, mate? Just for those who've lost Egan, is he in the mix here, or is it just he's getting subbed around with Phoenix?
Jaden Brayley. I think they're eating each other's minutes, hey?
I think so.
I just want to double check that, though, just for the listeners. But I'm pretty sure as of the last round, they were eating each other's minutes.
Decent floor play, Jermaine McEwen. I know Simo has given him a bit of love in the past. And Leo Thompson, mate, I'm starting him to the bitter end of his Knights career. He just is. He'll get enough floor. He'll just get enough floor. And Kai Pisball can be started as well. Yeah, Liam Martin, mate, as I'd said to both you boys last week as well, I can't start him any week. He's just not around. He's not in attacking spots. I know you greenlit him last week. It didn't amount to much. He's just not getting fed the ball. He's almost running. Remember when he had that run of decoys a couple of years ago, and that's pretty much all he was doing? That's pretty much all he's doing. Now, you were a chance of him tumbling over for a try to get you 70 points. I just don't think the juice is worth the squeeze myself.
No, that's fair, mate. Just on Brayley, like, since round 16, he played 80, 62, 49, 70, and 64. So decent enough minutes, but hasn't really been producing the output. Like 34, 48, 39 the last three. Hasn't been great.
Yeah, still better options out there. Over to a pretty interesting game for mine. It's pretty much do or die for the Seagulls at this point. And the Raiders coming off a very disappointing performance. One man who didn't disappoint is Matty Timoko. Have a game, old son. Holy dooly.
He's incredible. I love Matty Timoko.
Now, Manly could be terrible here, Todd. I'm just going to point it out to you. Defensively, there were some signs. Didn't show a lot of starch. In Canberra on a cold Friday night, I've got grave concerns about the Seagulls' ability to keep the Raiders out, mate. I want to make an argument for Jed Stewart here. I think this try is to be had.
You reckon? Yeah, I can get behind Jed Stewart. He's been really good since coming into grade. Definitely, I actually like that shout. I think you can get right behind him.
Now, if I am apologies, Todd, I'm just going to ask this, mate, because I believe I heard this. Was Indigenous round the one just gone? Or this round?
One coming up. This round.
Yeah, this round.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on Xavier Savage for being crazy hungry. I know he's got his documentary out and all this sort of stuff. I don't hate the shout, mate, as a little, again, because I feel Canberra are going to run nuts here. I really do.
Yeah, I can go behind that. I'm also with you. I think that Seagulls, they're moving Tommy back to fullback, and that's the big hurrah this week. And I understand that with Lehigh's actually injured as well, so that's great for my team.
Shoulder.
But this Manly team, just no guts last week, and I just don't think I think this forward pack gets beat up.
They do. Corey Waddell and Chicam on the edges, mate. That ain't it.
Michael Chicam. I actually genuinely thought he was in the Super League, but that's okay.
Yeah, Chicam. He's been hanging on to an NRL spot, mate, and finally gets his shot. But look at this list, mate. Lodge, Tavanga, Takiao, Waddell, Chicam, and Gerbo. That's rough chat. Let's not even muck around. Cheers to you as well, Captain Rivalry. Thank you for your question, good sir. Not great, mate. So I really think it's trouble. Luke Brooks, what a big 250th he played. Oh, yeah. Good stuff.
Gave him a barbecue, I heard.
Yeah, gave him a barbecue, mate. Now, for those who are Nicholson truthers, I think honestly, Todd, it is the form of Zach Hosking makes it very hard. Ricky can't drop Zach Hosking. He cannot.
No,
He's
not
too
a
good.
chance. Not
Too
a
good.
chance. He's been way too good.
And listeners, I promise I'm touching wood as I say this. Hosking finally has had a run without injury, right?
Yeah.
This is the longest he's had in first grade. So sorry, listeners, that I've said that out loud, but yeah, you're just going to keep rolling. Even Josh Papali'i, mate, I could probably roll him up as your FRF too if you got him on your roster. I'm okay with it this week. I think it's decent enough. All right. I know you giggled at me a few weeks ago, mate, when I said Raiders have the best bench. I'm absolutely sticking it. I think it's fantastic. I love it.
Yes, Sasangi. I like Sasangi. Arthur Moriarty has been pretty good too. Yeah, I like it.
I think he's mate, I'd take an Arthur Moriarty at the Knights, to be honest. He offers a lot more going forward than...
There's talk you guys are going to be getting Trey Mooney, right?
Trey Mooney I could live with. I could live with Trey Mooney. He's got potential. If we had a good coach, maybe he could come up. I should have mentioned as well, mate, my man Tommy Talau, probably one of the most unlucky drops coming into a rugby league season after literally being the Seagulls' best player last year.
Yeah, he was awesome last year, wasn't he?
We like Tommy Talau for Supercoach too, mate. Like, is there some sort of argument here?
Not this week, and I do think we prefer him on the wing.
I like it, mate. I think it's a very good shout.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see once Lehigh's back. He's only got a shoulder injury. I haven't seen how long it's out for, but what happens there whether Garrett goes back into the centres and Lehigh to the wing.
Yeah, not quite sure of that one myself as well. Dragons v Sharks. As I said, mate, I'd be very nervous about starting these outside backs or Gutho in this matchup. If I had other options, I'd be going there myself. It isn't at Shark Park, which I suppose does make it a little bit more favourable because at Shark Park especially, they've just been shutting everyone down. Mate, I've got to say it because I've been running him and he's actually been way more involved. William Kennedy has to be green lit. It's still going.
That must feel absolutely filthy coming out of your mouth.
It does because I'm probably the least
20s and 70s and then 30s and I don't know.
But not over, just the recent run, because Sharks' draw is so favourable, that was why you get on and play your Sharks. So I think I'm green lighting all five of that back line in this matchup.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Absolutely fine. Short of it being in the wet, of course, Todd. Green light.
It was moist last week.
That was a rough chat. Good to see Fanua Blake hit some form. Blake Brayley's the best number 9 in the comp at the moment.
He's been unreal.
I'd say there's a small gap here, to be honest, because Grant's been a little bit inconsistent. Britt Nickera, could you please stand up for us? And Cam McInnes out of that back row hitting upside out of absolutely nowhere. You love to see it.
Yeah, boy. You love to see it. I love Kenny McInnes. Big fan.
I will give a shout out to my girlfriend that has got excited seeing big Tommy Hazelton run about on the weekend. She's like, oh, Tommy Hazelton's back. I haven't seen him for a while. And I said, that is impressive from you, darling. You're absolutely right. So shout out to the girl.
Big Hazelton.
Big Hazelton fan. Loves them bald, apparently, mate. So I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway. Oh, mate. Hairline's going great. What are you talking about? We've got bloody track marks these days, mate.
I'm bringing the blonde back, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, it's good to see you with a bit of hair on the bonce, mate. Bring that sexy back all year.
Oh, yeah.
Mate, I am going to red light pretty much this entire squad, if I can be honest with you. I'm not really seeing anything here that just forces me to start. Shout out to the goal kicking of Kyle Flanagan in those conditions on the weekend. That was actually pretty special, to be honest.
That was a beautiful kick, that one he brought back from the left to the right. Oh, that was lovely, yeah. Best thing he's done all year, to be honest.
I kind of root for him a little bit, mate. I don't know what it is. Like, he's a trier. Give him that. He puts in. There's no half measures with Kyle Flanagan.
Yeah, but he's also shit.
Hey, mate. I'm pretty shit at life too, and I still turn up, you know? So.
Okay.
Battler, remember? Battler.
Oh, boy, he'll be Battler next year for a spot, I'll tell you that.
Not when your dad's the coach, old son. Great spot to be.
Nepotism, love it.
I tell you what, this one is with a heavy heart that I'm going to jump in and say, Todd, no Herbie Farnworth.
Sad times. Hammy, unfortunately for Herbie, only 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that.
Yeah, that looked apparently not as bad as what it looked because it looked like it was gone.
He looked like it was the hard twang that so many of us aging fellas have felt. Mine in the calf, and it's it's your time. You just hang him up. But he's got plenty of time to come good. It isn't this season though, mate. Like
No,
you wouldn't even risk him
very
because
unfortunate.
we know, mate. We've seen it with many other athletes. If you muck around with the hammies, you can create that lingering damage that just tends to create scar tissue, and then you keep doing it. So,
yeah,
that is a killer blow to so many of you listeners who listen to the Todd. He's been the biggest Herbie fan for just going way back, and you've had him at the top for quite some time, mate.
Had him for like 4 years, 5 years. Yeah.
You have, and this year he finally just showed that he's arguably the best combo of floor and upside of any CT dub in the league. It's close. Lomax's goal kicking does muddy the waters a bit when their team is running better, I must say, but it's pretty close, mate.
Yeah, I prefer Herbie in that, but that's just me.
Yeah, you get what I mean, though. Say Parramatta were competitive and scoring tries and what have you, that would be close. And if Lomax kicks straight again.
Yeah, what's up with that this year?
He doesn't look locked in. Since Origin, you called it, mate. Origin 2 on, he has not looked locked in at all, to be honest. No. So the Finns, mate, you've got young Tavita Nafahu, who actually did look pretty good on a wing in the limited game time he's had. But, mate, this takes honestly, you drop the value of this entire team without Herbie there in terms of SuperCoach.
Yeah, it really does. Herbie is that big for them. Just on Tavita, though, like I just got looking at some Q Cup stats here. We've got 9 appearances, 8 tries. He's broken 47 tackles, tackle efficiency of about 82%, and an averaged 135 running meters. So certainly not a slouch to bring that. Hopefully, he brings that into first grade, and probably not a guy I'm getting on this week, but definitely someone to look towards for the future anyway.
So pardon my ignorance here, but I'm just trying to think of whoever Billy Smith is opposing. Simo's been on this. He is a lockdown defensive centre. Outstanding.
Yeah, so Billy plays on the right, so he'll be up against Nafahu.
Fine. Off Nafahu.
Herbie plays on the left, yeah?
Herbie's right, isn't he? Oh, this is that. We've had this argument before. Sorry.
Yeah, Herbie's left.
Herbie's left. Okay, so we'll be Nafahu. So, yeah, Fine maybe, but as a replacement for her, but you're not.
Yeah,
pardon me, mate. You're not excited. Fine's not a bad player in his own right.
He's actually looked really good since coming into grade at the.
He has,
Dolphins.
mate. He has. I just feel as though this is just really going the Roosters' way here, and I think the poor Dolphins are right for the picking, mate.
Yeah.
I'm a heavy green light. I know you're probably starting Marky Mark anyway, but Nwanganitawaze, Tupu, I'd be throwing him in there as third and better. I think they're going to have a great week. I really do. Yep. I think the Finns, the wheels are about to come crashing off, mate, sadly, and it's bad time. It's a real bad time.
Would you be firing up Billy Smith?
Mate, only you can do that. It's not something I've been able to do successfully. Possibly, to be honest, if I was desperate and I was in a deeper league, like a 12 or a 14 team, Meso has just corrected you here and said that Billy plays on the left. So get Nafahu, get him in. Thanks, Meso, and welcome, mate. I do not mind at all the idea of bringing Nafahu as a low end or a claim, because someone's got to score points and their centers seem to get ball. So I don't mind it at all.
Fair.
Anything else here, mate? Connolly Lemuelu has retained his starting spot over Finafiliaki. Are there some nerves about some minutes chopped, or do you think he just drops in there to grab some of Oren Keeley's minutes, mate?
Man, Oren Keeley's been incredible. Hey, I really like the cut of his jib. I think this is just bad for Connolly in general. I think Finafiliaki, you might see a pre-game switch. And he takes his spot back, and Connolly comes through the edge or the middle. But again, you just never know. But I wouldn't be firing up Connolly this week.
I love how you say his name. It makes me so happy.
I have to literally look at it.
Connolly.
Connelly. I always get the hard last name, but the Connelly is just unbelievable.
Yeah, you add an L in the middle of his name, Connolly.
Connolly Lemuelu.
Love it. I'm nervous about Connolly. You got me saying it now. You got me saying Connolly. Kennelly. Evening, says Meso as well. Evening, good sir. Thank you for joining us as always. Love your support. Mate, I'm with you. I think I'd be nervous if I could find another 2RF option over your man Lemuelu. I'd be looking for it myself.
100%.
All right. In terms of the Roosters, I'm sticking with it. you cannot trust Victor Radley. I don't care if he can score some points, mate. I can't trust it. In-game risk way too high.
He's got the headgear on now, mate.
He's got the headgear. I wish him all the best, mate. He's an absolute trier. I love it. If you were desperate, mate, Hugo Savala in this matchup.
I'd have to be pretty desperate.
Pretty desperate.
Who's on bias? You got Jerome Luai, Latufanu. Yeah, no one's really firing those guys up anyway. So,
pass. If you made a final, I hope you're not relying on them.
Yeah.
Bulldogs v Waz. A very, very shaky start for Lockie Galvin here, mate. He is apparently injured, so I'm surprised he's named. You would want to have a backup plan here, Todd.
Yeah, you would. 5'8's pretty rough to have a backup around, though.
Mm-hmm. If either of CHT or Tana Boyd are there, they're a pretty straightforward one for mine.
Yes, I like that. Who do you think comes in if Lockie Galvin is not able to play this week? They started Mitch Woods in the 18th man last week.
I saw that. I'm going to go with Serraldo being a very good coach, and for team morale, I feel like Toby Sexton coming back in gives them a boost, and I think the team would get around him a bit, so I think it'll be Sexton, mate, myself.
Yeah, I do too.
Yep. Now, given the challenges to the outside backs, I want to also mention Critter, and what is actually a sneaky good SuperCoach season all of a sudden. He's been more involved, mate. Is he actually just an every week start?
I mean, he hasn't been. Last year at the Dogs, he wasn't. Even at Penrith, he never really hit crazy SuperCoach upside. Obviously, one of the best, in my opinion, the second best center in the game. But yeah, I mean, you can't deny the last 5 rounds, 69, 64, 71, 64, 64, 65. Like, it's been a really good 5-round run for Stephen Crichton. This week up against the Wards, you got Pompey and Chance in the centers. Interesting matchup, but this is a game where the Dogs have to get right. They're going to be up for this one. I think Stephen Crichton leads from the front, and would be happy to start him this week.
Will the 2 gun back rowers finally find form here, Todd? So some listeners will be getting some very itchy feet. They've carried them this far, and they've gone to sleep.
Yeah, they have. Interesting to see the Wars have moved Capewell back into the back row. I think that's defensively to keep a hold of the back rowers. Lecker also starts as well. So, this week's you're going to have to fire up Jacob Preston, obviously. Viliami Kikau, you're going to have to fire up as well. I don't know if this is the week they find their form.
I'm on it, mate. I think the Dogs to make a return with the drop of Lockie Galvin. That's right. It's a drop because he's been turned. In comes the saviour, Toby Rexy Sexton.
And the Wars are playing to keep the top 4. That top 4 is really big, so they're playing for something too.
I'm just not like what I've seen from your Wars, mate. I don't like it.
It looks clunky.
Tana is showing what Tana Boyd is all about. It's fair to say. He has not looked great.
Chanel Harris-Tavita back in there now, so that'll be interesting to see.
Big in. Get Capewell. I like Capewell staying, in the back row, mate. I think he was just leaking way too many tries. He good one-on-one tackler, but positionally was getting cut to pieces. So, Matty Burton, hopefully, if he could stand up for those who'll be starting him this week. He's been a very odd season, Matty Burton. Very, very strange.
Really tough. The week before, it looked unreal.
And he's the on-off goal kicking between him and Critter has also become very confusing. Like, there's just little pockets where Birdo will kick. Yeah, he's going to be an incredibly tough one to rate going into next season, actually, Todd, so I must say.
Speaking of goal kicking, just quiet before we can move on, what do you think about the Jaden Campbell, Penrith Panthers debacle?
I hoped there was going to be some automatic rule that's 2 points, an extra kick in front. So I thought, how you have like penalty tries and then you can take the extra kick when it's a significant offence. Yeah. I don't even care with the intent. That should be an absolute. You are not allowed to do it.
100%.
I think the ref, you get to take the kick. You also then get another kick from directly in front for another 2 points.
100%. And I know Ivor's gone there and been, PC and said, he wasn't supposed to be. But the trainer, even after doing it, like smirking, this weird jog back, like as if he was a man.
Hated it.
So gross. He knew what he was doing. And for the Panthers to come out and say, it's an honest mistake. It's not. It's not. That is such a huge moment in that game.
Yep.
And it's not the first time their trainers have been caught. Obviously, trainers do dodgy shit, mate. Like, they all do it.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, the water
But
on the ball.
that's
And all
not
that
the
stuff.
that's not the first time this has happened from Penrith. I think they need to be like seriously. It's serious. It needs to be an investigation.
Be stronger in the moment, or if that's not a rule, we don't change many NRL rules. Make that outlawed from this on. Guarantee
I
it's
think
never
that
done
is the
again,
rule,
Todd.
though. Huh? I'm pretty sure I
Uh,
read.
yeah, I'm with Meso here. Meso said Panthers do nothing by mistake. It was pretty
Yeah.
cynical. Absolutely agree, it was, and I think that's why. Listeners, let us know what you think. Do you think the extra conversion straight in front? I think that's an automatic. I can't think of another
I don't
resolution.
think in front, but I think he gets 2 shots at it. If he misses the first one, he gets to go again.
The reason I say that, Todd, is you're guaranteeing a penalty because, in other words, you're guaranteeing an actual impact on the other team.
Yeah, true.
That's the whole point of it. That's why they do the same for that penalty try version, where you get the 2 conversions. It's always right in front. So but not saying, mate, you present a good argument. It could be that as well. It's just 2 kicks from the sideline. He's not guaranteed to get any, so it really may not matter.
Yeah, and also we didn't touch on it, mate. Nathan Cleary from 40 out. That is just one of the coldest moments of the season.
Absolutely
Why is he such
wonderful.
a big dog during the season? I just want to see him own Origin. I'm sick of hearing it. He owns every big moment in the season. He's unreal.
He does. It's hilarious.
I just want to see him own it. That's such a big dog kick. The pass from Mitch Kenny, big dog.
I think the pass from Mitch Kenny is outstanding.
Unreal.
Absolutely, to bullet it low, that's the only way he has a chance at that. It had to be that good a pass. Outstanding. I was gutted for the Titans, mate. They deserved to mow them down in the end. That sucked. I really hated it. And how good was Jaden Campbell, who we'll talk about in a minute? Holy dooly, he was good. Meso said that was really bad. Lucky Titans scored on that set. Yeah, exactly. All right, mate. So, nothing else really from the Waz yet. I know Kurt Capewell hit a bit of performance, but you can't be starting him. This is where the Philip Sammy news hurts plenty. I realised it live last week, and also the Brian To'o one. Casey Badger rightfully stood down finally for just a shocking.
She's a disgrace.
Decision.
It's so bad. She's so bad.
She has no feel for the game, and that's the problem. It really is, mate. That is so, again, girlfriend watching game goes, "Oh, Redford, that's a penalty try, right?" And I was like, "Yep, 100% Dallin, easy." To be honest, we kind of did it's matter of fact, and you're like, "Oh yeah, that's a penalty try," or Toe's got 10. It's one of the two. There's no in between. Oh no, it's fine. It's all good. Just drop the ball. Just touch the ball over the line. That's disgusting. Absolutely
unbelievable.
Shocking. Hated it. That's an easy one, Todd. That's not a 50-50. That is a 99.1% kind of moment. Yeah. Meso, just to touch on, Campbell was incredible. Top 12 pick next year, maybe. He will have halfback only. If we're very lucky, he may sneak fullback just because they may preseason. They may talk about him there again. With Kinney, Kinney will be there, won't he?
Yeah, he will be there. He'll be back.
So
There's talk of Keanu Kinney being back next week. That's what there was talk of.
Yeah, that got
put him down.
Yeah. Okay, so no, my apologies. So it'll actually be Campbell will just be halfback eligible next year. Putting him alongside, obviously Cleary will be maintained as the king. We know that. He is in front of everyone else.
So you got Nico Hines, Sam Walker, Isaiah Katoa, Jerome Hughes. That's sort of like a top 5.
He's ahead of all of them, I think.
Yeah, so he's slotting in at 2.
It's very close. It's super close between him, Nico. Him versus Hines, mate. Hughes. Hughes' injury record is starting to annoy me personally over the last few years. He just finds these little patches of injuries. He doesn't goal kick. And Munster, assuming Munster's there, they kind of flip points a little bit. I feel like this is Campbell's team. And with Kinney back in next year, mate, I think the ceiling could go up.
Yes, I agree. The interesting one is that who's going to be playing 5'8"? Is it going to be Brimson? Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Carter Gordon? It's not going to be Kieran Foran. I think he's just taken off once Kieran Foran's come back.
Yeah, you need structure, doesn't he?
He needs a little bit of structure from that 6 role. I would love to see Carter Gordon get a shot. He was the starting 5'8" for the Wallabies when he left. He's an organising player He's a big, strong lad who can run the ball.
Mm.
I really want to see him get a shot. I know he's not going to go to. I
Mm.
definitely think it's going to be AJ Brimson. But if Carter Gordon ever gets that shot, I think it's a massive uptick for JC.
Well, the way I read it, mate, he's just battled a really bad back injury, hasn't he, Carter?
Yeah. And he was like, never going to play this year, really, but there's definitely look at the future after Foz. The thing I think with Nico Hines versus JC, I think JC has more 100-point games in him, more match-winning games.
In this mold where Trindle is still annoyingly clunking up things for the Sharks, yes. I agree with you.
Hines has been better. Hines has got 300s this year and a 90. Like, just JC can be a walk-up 100 every week.
He can, and he never stops. Todd, he's a real garbage time, and it's not for gross reasons. He just keeps trying. He's an effort guy. If I was to bring it back to a really close matchup, I think Nico's got a bit better, I'll say longevity or ability to stay injury-free. I think he just wins that. So I think Nico's a little bit safer. I think JC higher ceiling. But what a cool discussion already, mate.
Yeah, in that first round, mate. Like, that's crazy. You pick JC and then try and get real safe picks on the way. Oh, I just love it.
Yeah. I'm with Meso. I think that's almost pretty safe. He's in the top 12 next year, mate. I do.
I was very big on JC this year. Again next year, Meso.
Yes, sir. Can live with that. Now, and mate, if Latrell Evers is not playing around 26 grand final, we can actually finally have the auction off that we've supposed to have had multiple times.
There'll be some tantrums in our draft room next year, old son.
Robbed this year, mate, because we were already you knew what was happening, but we didn't get to, listeners. We've spent too much time on that, mate. So Khan Pereira,
back in, baby.
He'll be out on every waiver. If you need a win this week, he is your CTW number one. Yep. Yes, you're going to have naysayers say his floor is bad. He has been averaging nearly 80 over his last 5 rounds, or in the somewhere 70 to 80 range. He's been electric in attack, and they love going down that left side where Sami has been absolutely braining them. Sami's averaging nearly 70. He's been on fire.
Been really good.
Khan Pereira is an easy bring in this week, and I would be starting him over. If you got your marginal starters, you're not quite sure. I think you're starting for the upside. I think he minimum's going to get you a try. What
about AKP versus Selwyn this week?
Khan Pereira for me.
Khan Pereira? Yeah, fair.
Yep. That's a good. Evidently, Todd, I'd probably still find a way to start both of those two. To be honest, there might be a couple, but that was a good question, mate. And the other one I'm going to mention is I think we've been saying it for weeks. You absolutely start JoJo for feeder in this matchup.
Oh yeah, 100%. Sure.
You can fire up Kelly. He has. JoJo might have actually finally found himself at NRL level, mate, to be fair. He's looked pretty good. Brian Kelly, you start him this week, and he doesn't mind a flat track bully. Talon de Groot found a couple of tries. I'm not as green lightish, but if you're really desperate in deeper leagues, I could get around it as well.
Yeah, if you're the Buller owner, you might need a fullback.
Yeah, very true, mate.
Not many of those out there.
Very, very true. I think that's decent. Conversely, I should say, we mentioned Verrills real quick. Jolliffe obviously is absolutely fine. Mo Fott's been fine. You can start your Randall. Obviously, Beau Fermor, you're licking your chops. Hopefully, line break try this week, you would think. The Bunnies, it's also not a bad matchup, mate. Like, the defenses on both these two teams, absolutely abysmal.
Yeah.
Who is going to get the ball to them?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Ashton Ward and Jamie Humphries, hello. I would not be firing up many South this week, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking down the list. I don't think I'm signing them.
I could make an argument as a forced TT dub with upside for Johnston, mate. I think he's still a shot at tries.
Yeah, I guess so. Mate, the interesting one here is seeing Big Trail Mitt in the 23 jumper.
I saw
There's not a chance they make him play this year, surely.
I think you underestimate the motivation of one W. Bennett to avoid his first and likely only spoon that he's been a threat of getting ever.
Fuck, it's a digits round 2 with trail back, baby.
I think do you notice the Shaq's on the extended as well, mate? Would you be shocked to see him come on the bench just because it's like, that they'll play out of their mind?
Yeah.
Which is great. Like great initiative by the NRL. I love the celebrations, Todd. I think they're sick.
Hell yeah. Everyone can remember that Goanna from
the Goannas. I'd have that in my top, like way up there in terms of NRL moments that you just remember. Just sick.
Yeah.
Mate, yeah, that's really it for me. Like, I don't want to green light really anything. You and Aiken's really stunk, to be honest. But you can probably in this matchup, it's probably okay. Yeah, just Johnson. Trell Mitt, mate. If he's out there, is it worth taking a punt? It probably is to put him on your bench to have him
Yeah,
for a couple of
100%.
weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Could easily come back next week and score yourself a 85 in a flex spot or a fullback spot where you've been playing weeks next week. I think he's on bye, that kind of thing.
That's a fantastic shout. I was literally just going to say, mate, the KO Weeks would be, if you are the KO Weeks owner, you've secured the buy, you don't have KO next week and a good fullback backup, short of Cobbo being out there, which would be a good. Yeah. I think you get all over Trell Mitt. Just hope he comes back for you. Good shout, mate.
Yeah, love it.
Eels versus the Cowboys. Now, the Cowboys, that was must make you feel good that you've nailed that prediction, albeit after that really weird, successful mid-season. They were absolutely abysmal.
Yeah. And then coming to Origin time, they have a run. Tommy did and Jeremiah Nana, Ruben Cotter have a run. They go through Origin and it's shit the bed.
Yeah, that's where it's at. Now, so I don't really know what to make of this matchup other than maybe it's either, again, I'm going to go with this. It's either going to be that really low-scoring stink fest where both teams care a hell of a lot. Because Toddy Payton, mate, he's got that whole, I'm not saying his head's on the chopping block, but some questions are being asked. It's close. It's close.
Josh Hannay, come on down to the Cowboys, baby.
I know what we think on this podcast of Josh Hannay, mate. I said Newcastle loves you, Josh. Just remember that, mate. All right. He looked good in blue and red. Defend the castle, Josh.
I can see you guys keeping out of O'Brien and losing out to Hannay. That's hilarious.
If we saw Josh Hannay, mate, going to next year, I genuinely would come in with some optimism. I'd actually think he'd work things out pretty fast too.
Yeah, I think so too.
Cam Serraldo style, just gets it done, professional, like his work. Love you, Josh. Number one fan of the potty, by the way, listeners. Go on you, Josh.
Yeah, big fan of us.
Parramatta versus the Cowboys, mate. So we've got to try and analyse this one based on the green or red light system, I think, Todd, because do you think flowing, Combank, Sunday afternoon in the sunshine, won't be too hot. If it's dry, that's a big one, mate, because if it's in the dry, points to be had, surely.
Yeah, I totally agree. I would be green lighting Adokar, Pensini, Lomax, Joash Papali'i, Hopgood, Barlow, Guymer, Williams, Walker. Not Walker. I tried to.
Walker. You tried to get Walker
Sunday,
going.
A bit of rain in Sydney on Sunday, mate.
No.
16 degrees. So this could be an absolute stink fest.
No, that's not what you want to hear. Look, we're no experts on the weather, mate, but could you give us a dry? Because the man himself, Akelma Tuolangi, back on the bench. Who's he going to stuff it up for, mate? Because he gets minutes here. He's going to come in and get 30 to 40 somewhere. Who's in trouble?
Jackie Williams goes to the middle and he'll come on and play on the edge. Charlie Guymer's been too good. I said this 5 weeks ago. Charlie Guymer is a very good player.
You did. He slimmed down a bit, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. Yeah, when he first came to grade, he was like he looked like
a chunky,
chubby little red cheek boy. That's what he looked like.
Bit of the Piggy Riddells about him. To be fair,
jeez, they done Piggy Riddell dirty a couple of weeks ago, didn't they?
Piggy Riddell scoring that try and sitting in the stands and clapping himself.
Unreal.
My favorite. That's my favorite. I
love that.
Like that and the Goanna, I think we've just named. They are my two favorite try celebrations.
So good.
Nathan Backlock doing his backflip, to be honest, as well. That's also pretty special.
I don't mind. I don't know about old Brian Fletcher with the old hand
grenades. The old hand grenades. Yeah.
Only
the old hand
go on a massive run and being absolutely.
Yeah, the moment that fired Queensland up apparently and just destroyed New South Wales.
Fantastic.
So just go back. So Todd, Hopgood's he was a little quieter. He nearly got you the base 50 on the weekend. Admittedly, tough matchup against the Storm. You're right back at it with Hopgood here, mate. I think he's 10s back up more to that mid-50s, right? Should be fine.
Yeah, I think so. This will be the tough one, though. This will be the week where we see, because Tacoma will get minutes. Jackie Williams plays big 60 minutes plus. He's unreal.
He does.
So this week would be the week, if any, that Hopgood is going to really struggle.
I wonder, Junior Barlow played too many minutes. I can't believe he was on the field for as long as he was. That first stint played I feel as though better balance for them is to move Jackie Jackie Williams around. So I could third tour Hot good for me because a lot of listeners out there have had to rely on him to get through a tough part of the year here. I'm one of them in the listener league. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Actually, that's in league of record now. I dropped him in the listener league at the wrong time. Swings and roundabouts. All right, mate. So that's really it for Parramatta. The Cowboys, you're probably a bad person to ask because it's just not your cup of tea. Jason Taumalolo comes in. It's just hard. Their forwards are all over the shop. Like Nene, Bateman. I mean, are you starting Nene? Probably. Yes, you start Nene.
Yeah.
Bateman. Sure.
Sad to see Griffith not named this week. He was really good last week.
He is. Is he injured, mate?
Yeah, he's injured. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That's a rough chat because he has been quite good, Griffin. Absolutely. Hurt his
Robert
shoulder.
Derby
There you go.
Too, yeah, Robert Derby gone too. That's Zach Laybuck to a wing. It's super interesting, but this week I just don't think I can fire up any of them, mate.
I could start Labour. I was hoping you'd mention Labour, mate. I think on a wing is where I really like him here, and I actually think there's a chance of tries with a bounce back from Scotty Drinkwater. Shout out to Captain Rivalry again. Rough chat.
He'd need a big bounce back, Scotty Drinkwater. Holy.
Yeah, he was pretty poor. He looked like after the hot start to the Sharks, he almost tanked it, and there was that basic dropped high ball. Head wasn't in the game, so rough chat.
I'm all about Braden Burns, mate. Don't sleep on Braden Burns. He's been really good.
Mate, I start either winger here for the Cowboys. I'm happy with either. I'm not saying any more than a 4 CT dub, flex option. But if you need a bit of upside, I'm cool with it. And also, just to mention a gentleman, mate, I love watching the Fox play. I'll never not enjoy
it. Yeah, I can get behind.
I think he's great.
I love his energy. I love everything about the Fox.
I'm very pro of the Fox, mate. He's exciting to watch.
He'll be anytime try scorer this week, mate. And then
ATS, mate. I love it. It often, mate, in celebration of First Nations people. I think it's often a very good weekend for the punters out there to sneak them in a multi because they just how much they get around it. So good shout, Todd. Our man Hizzo has turned up. Good to have you aboard, sir. So Hizzo's got a couple, so stick with us, listeners. I'm happy to answer any other questions you may have. So, our man Hizzo, is Cobbo a number one waiver if I've got Tane, RTS, Asako, Sifa in a 3 CTW league? Obviously, he's a high waiver, but I've held number one for finals and don't want to burn it on a guy who may not start. Also have Mam. Now, last week, Hizzo, I was about Cobbo. And the reason I am is that he has helped me win a flag in my very competitive league of record where I picked him up at a very similar time of the year, and he went absolutely bananas to finish the season. He's motivated. He looked pretty fit. I still back the Bronx to have a good run, albeit this week could be tough against Melbourne. I was excited about him before I found out that he's playing on the left. The Broncos' left winger is averaging 70-something this season. It's bonkers. Now, Tane, RTS, Asako, Todd. Does he have a shot to oust any of those in starting weeks? I say yes, personally.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think he does. You've also got the fact he's got that fullback eligibility, albeit I'm aware you have Tane there as well. So you're not doing too bad there, Hizzo. I'll just read the rest of your follow-up, mate. You've also said, so with Mam and Shiba, I don't want to be over-reliant. So you could essentially lock down that left-hand side edge, mate. So if the Bronx... They've at least, after this week, Todd, there's a couple of matchups that aren't horrible. Am I right?
Yeah, they got the Knights and then the Cowboys, like two very juicy. Cowboys in the final, very juicy.
That's crazy juicy. Crazy juicy for me. Hizzo may not start for me. Want to hold my number one for if a gun gets dropped while I'm on a finals bye week. Look, mate, if you want to hold out for that and you think your league has got form in that area, I can understand why you're being hesitant. I think Meso and I are in lockstep here. Meso says Cobbo improves over Sifa and Tane is no lock over fullback at the Waz. I absolutely agree with that. Go for the Cobbo with the number one. I'm leaning that way too, Todd. The left side Broncos roll locks it in for me.
Yeah, mate, I'm all about it. I spent my number two last week. So coming into finals, I spent my two on Selwyn. The guy that had the one not competitive and wasn't going to bid anyway. So I basically spent a one. Just back the talent. Hopefully you get it right, and hopefully he plays out the rest of the season. Like those are two juicy matchups in semifinals. Like pretty solid.
They are, mate. Us Broncos backers in SuperCoach have been eyeing that off all season to hope to get to the big dance or the semi-final at least in the big dance. So I like it, mate. But yeah, as I said, Hizzo, that might be situational, mate. If you're really confident with Tane there, by all means, I think you're adding a bit of upside as well, to be honest, mate. Because I think RTS, you're obviously going to start, but he's more of a floor play. He's not a massive upside guy. And Asako without Herbie, I'll be honest with you, mate. I'm telling you, I'm fading the Dolphins. I'm not saying he can't have big scores. Don't get me wrong. He's a winger. But do I really think the Dolphins are going to be goal kicking? Yeah, rough chat. Do I think they'll be goal kicking a lot? Probably not, mate, to be honest with you. Not enough attack now, and their forward pack's dropped off. All right. So that brings us to the end of the analysis.
Yes.
Hizzo, just as a follow-up, mate, and then we'll get to the questions. So I'm going to start Shiver, Selwyn, and Mam in a weekend. Feels nuts. RTS Detain. Definitely not this weekend, Hizzo. Definitely not this weekend, mate. You stick with your Wars this weekend in a better matchup. I would not be starting Shiver, Selwyn, and Mam against the Storm. Not a chance. Absolutely.
I'd be resting Shiba.
Shiba is not playing this week against the Storm. I agree with you. Selwyn, if you're going to have to start him, and if you've got to start Ezra, you've got to start Ezra in your 5/8, really. I'd be trying not to, personally. That is a good point. Yeah, Asako is a lock in round 26 as well, mate, because he's goal kicking against the Titans and finishes with our man, Hizzo. Appreciate the feedback, boys. I'll have to think on it. Let us know how you go, mate. I actually really appreciate Hizzo's approach here, Todd. He knows, mate, we are just giving our absolute best version based on many a long year of fantasy expertise. But at the same token, mate, there are your own teams and go your own way. We love to hear it. We love people being ballsy. Hearing of that trade earlier as well. Todd's from a man, Travis Harvey. That's sick. We're behind it because it's exciting. It could easily work. It could easily not. But I love it, mate.
Yeah.
BDE.
Man, sometimes even you look at the stats, like I've done this numerous times this year. I've looked at the stats and everything points one way, but my gut says the other way. And sometimes it's just better to go that way and back yourself in. So yeah.
It is. Udo's a great, just recent example of mine, Todd's, that paid off pretty well. He was just trending, right? We both saw it. Yeah. All right, mate. Questions away. So Simo has still done a solid. X first, perhaps, sir. That's all right.
Yeah, I'll do X first, mate. Here we go. I won't read any names because I'm not too sure who does anonymous on X and who doesn't. So
yeah, okay, fair play.
This bloke says, "Hey boys, who do you prefer for a big score this weekend out of Walsh or Joash? Thinking of running Walsh as my AE score on the bench with a tough matchup and starting Joash as my fullback against the Cows." So Walsh up against the Storm.
Probably. Just keep in mind, mate, and Todd, call me crazy, but I still don't think the Storm are as much of a lock defensively as they've been in previous seasons. So I don't think Walsh. Oh, the argument never sit your studs. He's just come off. He's finally hit a bit of form. Broncos humming a little bit. I know in my heart, I'd love to say, Todd, you're probably better to give the advice. I'd still start Walsh, but I do understand against the Cowboys at Combank, if it's dry, if it's wet, it's Walsh easy for me.
Yeah, okay. I'm just looking at last week. The Storm allowed Joash actually to score 60 against them. So, and he wasn't overly great last week. I didn't think Joash. I think Reece Walsh can easily get himself for 60. I personally would be starting Walsh, but I don't hate the shout of having him as an AE either. So
I do too. I don't mind the AE because then that gives you time to adjust. If I'm reading it correctly, if he scores poorly, you can try and do something. I don't know. That's interesting.
Yeah, interesting one.
Walsh for us. Walsh.
I may always back
Good luck,
Walsh.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. Looking forward to the pod. One question. Currently, we have a reverse ladder set for our waiver wire. Once we get into the second round of final series, how does reverse ladder work? Will it be based off of all the teams positioning at the start of the final series? That's an interesting one.
Reverse ladder waivers as they apply on the SuperCoach website, because obviously, Todd's, we're in you essentially pay up for your waiver and you move to the bottom of the queue and you can sit on a waiver as much as you are. That's very much a catch-up style league, so less strategy, more trying to help people catch up, especially after low starts. Okay, so that's a bit of the context. Let's try and think this one through, mate. I don't have a definitive answer, to be perfectly frank.
No, I personally have never played in a league like that, so I have no experience in that one, unfortunately. So I'd
have to think.
It would be based on all teams' positions at the start of the final series. Wouldn't it change?
It's either that. Yeah, it's either that or it's only maintained when certain people. Meso, we're the same, mate. Meso's just chimed in and said, same for us. Reverse ladder rears a very ugly head come finals time. We had it a few years back before a notorious debacle as we fixed it to last to bottom after that. I think that indicates and this is what I think, is that it will just be where the positions were locked in at the end of the regular season, unfortunately, which is not great. a more nuanced system that I would hope would exist if you're going to run that is, you know how you have like different people are knocked out at stages. Whoever is the lowest ranking team that's progressed could be at the bottom.
Yeah, that's how I think it should be run.
I don't think it will be. I don't think it'll be
No.
as nuanced as that somehow. Good question though, listener. And sorry we're not exactly definitive on that, but I will say if you are the commissioner or you have an ability to influence the commissioner, try and sell exactly what Meso's talking about. Is you run, if you pay up, you start the draft order. So reverse draft order is the first waiver. If you pay up and use your waiver, you just simply move to the bottom of the list. That's just the easiest system. Very fair.
It's also fun during the year, saving your waiver for a big dog.
100%. 100%. This guy just spends his waiver like it's going out of fashion. You're more of a patient man. It's paid off a couple of times.
But anyway, this one actually I will read out is from Shred.
Shred, hello, sir.
The big dog.
He
says, thanks for a great potty this year, gents. Question 1 for finals, around 25 and 26 only. Rank these 3. So Philip Sandy, Stags, and Marky Mark. I think we pretty much did this one earlier on.
We did, mate. We actually do have this one down. So it's final series. We had Stags because of the floor and upside potentially with the matchups. Very, very juicy. Newcastle and Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
Nwangi Tawaze and Sami.
Yeah.
They're all, I just want to be clear though, again, you're looking at 3 pretty damn good options, just depending on whether you think Nwangi Tawaze will start to get his since Walker's back.
Yeah, like that. Second question from Shred. He goes, does Randall get 80 minutes slopping back into 2RF? I'm pretty confident saying he does.
I'm not going to disagree with it, Todd. I'm a little less confident than you, admittedly, especially just coming back in this week, but I understand the logic, mate, so I'd side with Todd's. On your Shred, appreciate your work, mate, and really good listener league season, which I'll segue into in a moment, Todd.
No dramas. The last one here from X, we've got in a grand final playoff game. Is Drinky too volatile to captain and show Luke Reynolds versus Storm or Tomoko versus Manly in case he is Stinkwater again? I don't mind Stinkwater. That can play.
I don't mind Stinkwater. I think he bounces back nicely in this matchup. So I really like the idea. VCing Timoko against Manly.
Yeah,
I have no problem with that. Just checking though, that'll be against Tolo Kula though, won't it?
Maybe Tomoko on the right.
Left is Garrick. Yeah, I don't mind him against Garrick.
Oh, Tommy Talau will be and Garrick.
Talau. Yeah. So Garrick will be on the right-hand side. I'm terrible.
Garrick plays on the left.
That's what I said. Garrick versus Timoko. Yeah, that's what I meant. So Garrick Timoko, I don't mind that for Timoko. Is he probably going to back it up with another 100 plus though? Like, is that if that's your VC options, Todd? I know about Reynolds against the Storm. I'm not about that as a VC.
No,
I don't think so.
About that. I'm happy with Timoko as a VC if that's your upside CTW.
It's okay. Yeah, it's decent, but I'm most confident with C on Drinky out of those 3.
I'm a big fan of Stinkwater, like that. All right, moving over to the Book of Face. Thanks everybody on X.
Good stuff.
First one here from Aiden. He says, thanks again for last week. Seeded to the finals. I think he, oh man, I got his question here too. We gave him some advice last week around JC, Weeks, and Turbo. And he's actually got the same question this week. He's got the start too. So JC versus South is definitely a lock, he says.
That's just lock it away.
Yeah, Turbo versus Weeks is really the one. He says he's got Fogarty, so he's either ride and die for 100 for Tommy Turbo or a hammy.
I'm leaning. Well, saying is let's try and go well again for a man. I think Adrian, you said there. Aiden, sorry. I am going to give him KO Weeks against Manly over Tommy personally. I know that may seem a bit nuts, but I really like Canberra here, mate, in Canberra.
KO Weeks over Tommy Turbo. I can't do it. I'd be firing up Tommy Turbo. I think he looked good last week.
Okay, fair play. At least we got him right on the Campbell last week, mate. I'm really happy with that. Meso's corrected us. So this is with the reshuffle. So Garrick left wing, Kula left center. So Kula is left center. That's right. Talau right center, Saab right wing. Timoko will be up against Kula directly. Kula has been defending like an absolute behemoth. I think the way it's going to play out, Todd, as you said, is if Timoko is the only VC sort of early option he's got, fair play. But I cannot imagine he scores more than Drinky this week.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. Thanks, mate.
From Aiden again, second part. Would we stick with Lecker versus the Dogs to try and waiver Charlie Geimer?
Whew. You're the biggest Charlie Geimer fan out there, mate.
Yeah.
I'd be finding it very hard not to fire up Lekasima at any matchup myself because of the upside.
Lecker Halasima, yeah.
Lekasima, I'm calling him, mate.
I personally would be firing up Geimer against the Cowboys this week, only because Lecker is up against Preston and Philly Abakika.
Okay. And you'd have to burn a waiver to get him. It's like that's fair. If Geimer's out there, you're gonna have to burn. So you're happy to burn if it's what? How high?
Oh, I wouldn't be burning a 1 on Charlie Geimer, but I would if I'm going to do or die and I need a 2RF.
You'd bench my man Lekasima.
Lecker Halasima. I just think he'll be up against Kickout, right? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Charlie Geimer for me has been incredible the last 5 weeks.
Even with the threat of Kalmatualangi, just in case you're wrong. Just in case you're wrong and he comes in and spells Charlie for 35 minutes.
Oh, man, I'm just feeling about Lecker this week. I mean, I'll be happy to prove wrong, mate. The Wires are my team, baby.
It's a hard one. It is very hard. I think the equation here is if you're a low enough waiver and you can get Geimer, then it's not going to hurt you to acquire him. And if you, I agree with you. He's a safer start, I think, than Halasima. But just, mate, honestly, like, tell Tuolangi's going to stuff it up for someone.
Yeah, it's going to be for a front rower, hopefully. That's what I'll do anyway. Here we go. A couple from Vance to round us off for night. He says he plays 3 CT dubs. Lomax will have one of his spots. He needs to fill out the 2. His options are Calm Pereira, Braden Burns, Jake Averillo, or Milky Jenkins.
Jenks. And what? Sorry, I actually just I had
Khan
Jenkins.
Pereira.
I had one earlier. Khan Pereira. I got Khan Pereira, Jenkins, and his lock.
Yeah,
I mean, Averillo is. I tell you what, Averillo is a tough non-start at the moment. The kid is on fire. Seriously. I mean, if you want to be safer, his floor is pretty high right now, mate. He is a tackle busting machine. All of a sudden, he just runs across field, just chopping away. Do you think he's learned from Herbie?
Oh, definitely. Like he came to the Dolphins shocking.
He did.
He was very average at the Dogs. The Dogs were in a tough spot. They had a real bad Dogs team, and he always had the pace.
Yes, he did. It's
honestly
busting, close. It's close, Todd. Averillo sneaking in as his third there is actually close.
Yeah, Khan Pereira. The Rabbitohs.
You just have to start Khan Pereira. It's one of those ones. It's like, like he could score 17. Don't get me wrong, but the odds of him scoring 80 are higher than 17.
Yeah.
As crazy as that is to say, but.
All right. Second part of the question here from Vance: Horse versus Mofo versus Molo. I feel like that might be. Is that Francis Molo or Michael Molo?
If it's the Dolphins one, I'm not keen. The Michael version. How did he go? What was his end-up score last week, Todd? And did he get his 80 on the edge? Yeah.
Watch this game. I should know this. Sorry, FRF. He did get his 80 for a 53.
Yeah. So Mofot's been in really good form again, and now that whilst Tino's out, he's a much better play as well. What was the first one, mate?
It's Corey Horsburgh.
I think you're still like Horsburgh. I guess because there's so many middles at the moment for Horsburgh, it's a little riskier, and he's not throwing a hell of a lot of offloads at the moment, is he?
No. I would actually be starting Mofot here, which is really weird to say.
I think it's Mofot, Horsburgh, Molo. For me.
That's the order I would have, which is weird because about 6 weeks ago
we love the horses.
Fucking Mofot can get out of here.
Still,
you know?
Mofot. What a.
Vance, this is a really interesting one. He goes, want to drop Wilton and play Geimer this week. Will Calmer steal his minutes? Dropping Teague Wilton is woof.
I know he's your boy, mate. He hasn't exactly. He's had an injury interrupted sort of finish. He's not been hitting a hell of a lot of upside. I don't think he's a must hold, but he's also just a rock solid third.
Yeah, rock solid third. So
I'd start Geimer over him though.
Oh fuck.
No. Hang on, Sharks matchup. Just make sure I'm not overselling
Dragons
this.
versus Dragons.
Oh, geez, like Teague to cross for a line break try or at least a try assist. It's relatively high here. I'd stick with Teague.
Yeah, I would too. Although Diamond's been good.
Mate, the one thing with Teague, there's no risk to his minutes, mate. He is locked into his minutes.
That's true. That is very, very true. That's all we got from the Book of Face, mate.
G'day, Vance.
That's a late one.
Just realised we hadn't followed one of our shticks, mate, so we got to stick with it. All right, good stuff, Mr. Todd. Thank you for working through, mate.
Sorry, you want to touch on a bit of the Lister League, mate?
Yes, I do actually, and I was even looking at it. I just I've had a little bit on the tide, mate. There's job-related stresses, we'll call it. So just hasn't been a lot of sleep this week. But anyway, we're getting it back. I've been pumped up. The Listener League sees yours truly coast away to the minor premiership. Pretty solid side in that league, mate, to be fair. So we've got options aplenty.
Very good.
Coming in a little bit distant second in the end, a couple of wins behind was the Tot, but he did have a very solid season despite not fielding a full strength side for
I've got a shocking team. It's not a good team, I'll let you know that.
No, it's not. There's an overwhelming favourite to win this comp, and I will still bottle it. Don't you worry about that. Finishing very strong with the Middle East, who actually pipped Simo to third. So shout out to the Middle East, our man Mark. That's a great effort. Mark, the Middle East, is up against Holmes and Watson. Yes. Our man, Will Snowden, he says, Kate Snowden here jokes, what up, guys? Love your humour, mate. It's great to have you back. Having a good time, good sir, and it's awesome to see some familiar faces. Good on you, mate. So, yeah, just talking through the Listener League. So, Middle East versus the Holmes and Watsons finished third and sixth, respectively. For the right to play. The winner of our resident expert, BDE Simon, against Braden's Willie Army. Fitting that they play each other because I know Simo's quite the fan of the name. So they are against each other for the right to play. And then you and I, mate, next week, we've got a bye week, we'll have the right to play off for a spot, the grand final, old son. How good do we run?
How good do we run? Can't wait, mate. The List League's been fun this year, mate. It's been very good, very competitive there. There's been a couple of teams that have been really sneaking up, so...
They've come in strong, mate. It's nice. Nice one of us could win a minor premiership. Meso's putting the ice up there. Obviously, just referring to me. I reckon it could be Snowden related, or it also could be because the boys call me that, Meso and listeners. They call me the Iceman, just the way I cruise to minor premiership. So that's definitely that's definitely what they call me. Our man Will says, got two teams in final, so it's all guns blazing. Yes, boy, this is what we love to hear. We want to get as many BDEs out there racing towards titles, just not in the Listener League. No, it's going to be an exciting finish. Todd, thank you for your efforts tonight and reminding me to bring up the Listener League, mate. That's good from you.
No drama, mate. It's been fun, and hopefully all the listeners get some dubs this week and move on to some semis and finals.
That's it. We'll hear all about it, mate. And before we know it, it'll be NFL drafting season, which is just around the corner. So
I started my research. Does Tom Brady still play?
Yeah, Tom Brady, a chance of coming back, mate. There's a few teams that could do with his services. What a life that man leads, seriously. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's put a list together.
just casually slotting Sydney Sweeney into his work, I believe, at the back end. How dare she sell some jeans? How dare her? Let's not go there, right? All right, listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. For those who are going to watch us around, their bedtime, hopefully you've had a good listen and have your waivers set up for tomorrow. Wish you all the best in your finals. It's a very exciting time of year. And as always, listeners, get that BDE India. Oh, yeah. Peace.